CPC started in 1974 by a group of financial institutions who were trying to find ways to bring private capital into New York City neighborhoods at a time in which New York City neighborhoods were losing population and buildings were in disrepair and distress. CPC during that time focused on neighborhoods where there was an opportunity to stem that despair, to stem that distress, and invested in small buildings as a way to solidify neighborhoods and stabilize neighborhoods. So small buildings really are the bedrock of our multifamily housing stock all across New York State. River towns along the Hudson River, that rental housing stock is mostly made up of small buildings.
The community was non-existent when I first got to this block. This entire block was abandoned. The roof was caved into the basement, and it was actually deemed for demolition by the county. I want to make this 800 block into not only a very nice place to live, but artistically also, I wanted to show the community that this really is a place that you want to come to.
In this area of town was East Main Street. There was drug activity outside. The perception was that it was unsafe to live there. We didn't feel that way. However, the first building, we said, let's make the product exceptional so that tenants would take a look and say, all right, let's overlook any misconceptions or stigma associated with the neighborhood. Let's rent this apartment.
Small multifamily buildings is really what City of Poughkeepsie is about. I mean, most of the buildings you look around are between 2 to 20 units. My partner Mark and I, we go about evaluating the potential for each one of these properties. We tour the properties that are usually vacant. We'll do the underwriting for it, and then we'll really see what is the potential for this property after it's been rehabbed.
The reality is that most low and moderate income people don't have the opportunity to live in subsidized, regulated housing. They live in private market housing. And so the small building stock, the quality of that housing stock, the stability of that housing stock is critical to serving low-income families all across the state.
People live in small properties. They live in small buildings. Providing capital and resources and expertise to revitalize these properties is what will transform these communities and create long-term affordability and stability for these neighborhoods.
This block is back to life now. It's been brought back to life. This is a part of history that I just saved. This is built in the 1900s. You can't replace these bricks, and this building will stand for another 100 years, hopefully.
Investing in multifamily properties, particularly small buildings, is really about the long view. It's not about tomorrow. It's about building an asset that will be an asset to you and an asset to the community for the long run.